probably just going to be like one location and just a bunch of different shots and special effects for it. So it should be sick.
Yeah, bro. Like, what location you going? Like, you got what? Yeah, what are you thinking for that? Is it gonna be like that
I
sort of
think we're
arcade style video game sort of shit, or you going? Yeah, what do you got?
nah. I think we're just gonna shoot it. Like we found a fancy Airbnb that looks pretty nice. Like just out in the backyard, like the staircase and everything was pretty nice in there too. So just like nothing too crazy. I think the last video I did was very hectic. Like probably slightly out of my budget, but I was like, I just want to have something that looks really good and professionally made, so people can start taking me a bit serious. So
Yeah,
the next couple, I think, are just going to be chill, but still fun to make.
Man, and that's finding the balance as well of like just like flexing your creativity is like a muscle, man. You kind of got to just you got to keep doing it to sort of be able to come up with those ideas. Where so when you sort of do have that bigger budget, you've learnt from your mistakes and you're sharpening your tools. Like the last one's not 6 months ago because you kind of wanted to then just match that depending on where you are with your career and labels and things, or in money coming in. You kind of just want to be filming again in 2 weeks, and if you're putting something out on like the one take style, or you kind of got a youngin coming up and he's got some skills with visual effects and stuff like that, and he's kind of doing you a solid, or you've worked out a deal. Like you kind of just you got to practice that time in front of the camera. It's like anything, fight fit or match fitness, whatever. Like you can train as much as you want, but when you're on that stage, when you're on that field, when you're in front of the camera, when you're in the ring, there's a lot you learn from seeing it through to the end on those things. And it's those moments that are priceless of like learning those experiences.
Yeah, and I think like when I was shooting that video, like it was the first big sort of video I've done in my sort of career so far. But like even through school and that, like a few school plays and everything, so I sort of had like a bit of experience sort of being like on the main stage, but it was still so like such a different realm, such a different experience. But it was like so much fun. Like probably up there with one of the highlights of my life so far. It was a heaps hectic sort of day and night filming. So yeah.
And what's it called? What is that clip?
Room Service. So I did it with Marcus Moore.
Marcus Moore.
He shot the video for Mason for Dash.
Yeah. I know Marcus. Yeah. I know Marcus. I know Marcus. I've seen this.
He's done a video for DSP, I think, as well.
Room Service. Yeah, I met Marcus and Josh. They've assisted on a bunch of my shoots. I found Josh. I put out like a little feeler thing on Insta last year or something. Yeah. Looking for assistance, and man, Josh pulled up. They were coming through the end of they were going to film school. They were finishing that up, but he was hungry and had a really good work ethic, and he sort of understood the scene a little bit as well. And I kept on getting him back. Josh was a killer.
Josh is a heaps good guy. Like, so nice when I met him. But
he's growing really fast in the scene. And then I got on a bigger shoot. I forget which one it was. It might have been even like Henny and Reefer or something with Chilling It or something like that. And he brought in Marcus, because we got some extra hands. You have anyone else at your film school? And he was like, Marcus is keen as well. And so I was running with those guys as like assisting on some of my sets all through like 2021. Man, they're good kids. They knowledgeable in the scene, and they're hungry. And that's sort of like they remind me a little bit of myself, like few years back, of just networking and putting yourself in the right places and having those conversations when you're around people doing what you want to do, essentially making videos, and they're really passionate in the scene. They're finding guys like you and everyone else like in the come up, and they're doing going out of their way to make those videos for you, putting those extra hours in. And Yeah, I think I've actually seen
yeah,
Room Service, and it pays off for both of you guys,
yeah, they
them and
went
you.
above and beyond to that video. Like, I think that's why it was pretty pricey in the end. And like, I was happy to pay it. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like Josh even, I'm pretty sure he shot some stuff for the new 1-4 video that's just come out.
Yeah, he was shooting the. Yeah, I saw him on getting tagged in the set. I think he was on the BTS footage.
Yeah.
That was cool, man. Yeah.
So, and it's like, that's kind of why, like you said before with networking, like why I sort of ask the question whenever I'm in one of these AMAs with some of the bigger people. Like, it's the best way to sort of do things is just make sure you're getting your name out there. People are sort of beginning to put a face to a name. Like, you might just be a name up on Instagram or whatever, but as soon as like people actually start seeing your face and they see it more frequently, it's like, oh, okay, like this is the kid that's doing this and this. So
Yeah. You become more familiar, and people gravitate to recognizing people, or relating to them. They can hear your music, then they see your characteristics as well of like, what you might put up through your stories. Like you got a great on-screen presence, even when just shouting out the Hoodstarz community and things like that, like coming through. Even when you were first dropping your song and kind of pushing that out, like that's kind of that's your own essence, that's your character. And then when you're on the mic, you're this whole other player as well.
And appreciate that.
And it's definitely, I love those two characters. You're not playing them. That's all the one character. And through these social media platforms, when people you get to experience those I don't know, elements of who you are.
And it's a bit of fun too. Like that's the whole reason I've started music in the first place. Anyway, like. Me and my friend, like he's done a lot of beats for me. Arian, he was Riz Beats before, but he's rebranding and stuff at the moment. That's what it was, just him whipping something silly up on FL or whatever and just mucking around in the bedroom. And yeah, that's like where it all stems from, really, just having a bit of fun.
Yeah. It's those fun moments, and then you're just enjoying it, and then you go and hit playback, and you're like, hey, actually, that was actually pretty, like, the end bit, you're like, oh, that end bit was actually pretty hard. Let's take that, and now let's build the start of it. Like, you kind of... Yeah. That's where all the best stuff comes from, just, like, organically, but then paying attention to the organic moments.
And that's, like the song that's been shortlisted for me, Space Eyes. Like, literally, that was... Got to Arian's house, like that's where we record most of the stuff. And I was like, oh, like let's cook up some beats and just kind of see what happens. He like, I'm pretty sure it was like the first beat he sort of made that day, and I was like, yeah, this is sick. Like, let me see what I can do. Literally wrote out the whole stuff in probably like 20 minutes. Got on, recorded, and in an hour was pretty much done. So like that, and that's what like I keep saying to him as well. He's like, "Oh, do you know what your favorite song is that you made so far?" I'm like, "It's probably Space Eyes," just because it was so organic, so quick, and just like it was fun to make. So,
and it definitely feels like that. We'll have a listen to that at the end of the chat tonight before we start AMA, before we let you go, and when we get to the end of it, we'll play Space Eyes and have another listen. I really like it, and I'm looking down right now because I'm just looking at the phone. I've been kind of glancing at the room service video. It's a vibe, man. It's really cool what you guys did with the effects and the paper bag and the artwork, and even this end shot of the dog tying into like the artwork that was on the wall. It's like all these kind of little just full circles of props and pieces and things. It was so
crazy, like the whole sort of vision. Like I sort of just said, like this is kind of what I have in mind. Like if Marcus, you just want to build on it and just come up with something, like then let's go for it. And like the whole sort of the changing of the paintings to like the different scenes and everything, how it sort of all mashes in together. Like it turned out so crazy. Like I was so happy with it once it was done.
Man, and how long ago was that? Like, When did that come out? Last year or the start of last year? What month was it?
Nah, so the video actually came out early this year, like sort of back end of January, but we recorded it like very sort of like mid 2021, probably recorded it in May.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'd taken like a bit of a step back from music, and I was working like it was pretty hectic, like at my job at the time. So I was just like working and then like a few songs here and there. And then I didn't want to just like kind of spring the music video up out of nowhere and just drop it without like dropping any other music. So
yeah, curate yourself coming back and being in the scene again with some posts and even some other music before the big one.
Yeah, definitely. So that's like, so we dropped Space Eyes, and then we dropped Racing. And Racing actually recorded up in Parramatta with Liam Thomas, which was pretty good. Up in the old studio that they used to have, like Parramatta, or where I can't exactly remember where it was, but yeah, we recorded that one there, and I was like, yeah, this is sick. And Liam said like, oh, this is like the best song you probably made, like you've got to drop this. So I was like, yeah, we'll drop this one. And then yeah, just built up the hype for Room Service for when it finally dropped. It was annoying that I put up on my Instagram tonight, like I was having some, like for some reason Room Service just got stripped off all streaming platforms for some reason. I don't know why. I had to re-upload it, which is annoying because it like takes away all the streams and everything, but it is what it is.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's I mean, potentially, you know, now it's been taken down, you could do a re-release with some of these other music, some of these other songs. Like, you know, we heard Mason do that. You know, even with his song Riri, it wasn't getting the push, or like, you know, kind of didn't get the you know, what he felt the song deserved. So, you know, he re-released it. So this could be like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, maybe sort of a breath of new life in it. We'll see what happens, but
yeah,
yeah, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, thanks to everyone who's continued to join. We got Mr. AB, we got JP in there. What's good? So I reckon let's give everybody like a little intro to. We got Draws in here too. What's up, Max? How you doing?
Yeah, good dude.
Good. I reckon Tebe though, yeah, let's give it a little, you know, we should have started with this. We were kind of just rambling on, but give us an intro of like your intro to music and sort of your intro to music and how you've been finding it so far, and like how long you've been doing it full time.
So yeah, wouldn't say I'm quite doing it full time yet. It's definitely on the cards. Like I'm studying at uni at the moment as well, just because like if it doesn't take off to where I sort of want it to be, like I sort of need a little backup plan. So I'm at uni at the moment. But yeah, I started making music properly when I was like 18, probably. I think that's when I dropped my very first song. But before that, like year 10, when I was about 16, that's kind of when me and my boy Arian just started mucking around at home. Even just like old Eminem beats, Andre 3000, like just jumping on any kind of instrumental and just mucking around with it. But yeah, definitely the past sort of couple years, I've definitely begun to push it a lot more. Something that I want to take to the next level. And yeah, as soon as I saw the Hoodstarz opportunity, I was like, got to jump on this. Like there's some big creators and some big people that are involved in this sort of community. So yeah, let's get around it, show some support, and we'll see what happens.
Man, that's exactly what you've been doing, and it's cool. It's cool that you've sort of taken this opportunity by both hands. You've given us, your favorite song, and what Liam was calling your best song. It definitely caught our attention. Space Eyes. It's got like I don't know, like a tough but uplifting sort of cool vibe to it. Um, and it sort of didn't sound like anything else that we kind of got in our shortlist as well. um
Yeah, it's pretty like, I mean, that's kind of where it sort of came from, like Space Eyes. Like it's pretty kind of spacey, just got a very sort of almost like galactic kind of feel to it. So definitely one of my favorite tunes I've made so far, 100%. I was like, this is a song I've got to submit. Let's do it and let's see what happens.
yeah, bro. I mean, and you're doing it. You're in the top 20. We're launching tomorrow, and once we all start collecting our Hoodstarz, and then we open up our voting system, and then if the Hoodstarz align, we could be seeing a Tebe JN music motion picture. So I'm looking forward to it.
Even if it doesn't come to fruition, like definitely want to work with you guys in the future. Like I'm sure we'll be able to source something. I'll find a song that would be sick for you guys to take. So like, yeah, just sort of, I guess, being in this community and being able to sort of meet everyone like properly, even if it is just via Discord or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, just getting my name out there is really, really what I'm sort of pushing to do this year, 2023 and beyond.
Definitely, man, and this is going to be the launching pad. If even if potentially not everyone can win this initial competition, but we're building our community, and not only of artists, but also what we've always said of producers and songwriters and other filmmakers alike, that I've sort of been not only nurturing but sort of keeping my eye on these other sort of creatives across the Sydney scene, Queensland scene, a little bit of the Melbourne scene as well, to be able to cater to all levels of production and artists that that it may not have those. Everyone has a different size budget that they're willing to invest and work in, and outside of our competitions and things that we want to do, we still kind of want to nurture the industry, and sort of have like a safe space for people to go in and invest in these music videos without feeling like they're putting their house on the line, or putting that they're putting so much into it. They're not in a safe space to really invest in this, and we feel under our guidance, being myself, that we're only ever going to put the best people forward that can accomplish and achieve the job, and they'll have my eyes and the team's eyes across it to make sure it's finished to a certain degree. Obviously, having the Hoodstarz name attached to it, that'll come under what you can expect from JN and Damien Lang and Hype Draws and stuff like that. Like, there's going to be a certain standard that we'll always meet when we're attached to it, at whatever budget. That's kind of, I've been like that from the early days of my career. I'm not driven by by budgets for music videos or jobs and things. If I really like the artist and the music and the message is being pushed forward, I'll always kind of go that extra mile and make sure the job is the best it can be, and not kind of turn around and go, oh yeah, I just did an extra 3 days, here's the bill, and then go, oh, you told me it was like $500. I'm doing that. I'm doing that out of the kindness of my heart and the project, and to help build us moving forward together. And I feel like that's kind of got me a long way as well. Not only like learning in my career as well, having those opportunities that you wouldn't that you wouldn't normally have because you're not getting paid for it, but you do it anyway. That's really accelerated and fast-tracked, I feel like, my learning ability as a film director and producer.
I think, people will say, oh, money isn't this or money isn't that. Money is definitely important, but I feel like so long as you're passionate about something, that's the main thing. Obviously can't be going out there and shooting these crazy high budget music videos and being like, oh, I'm not in it for the money, here's this free video. But no, it's good. I'm pretty sure I saw Baby Prince chucked like the Hoodstarz stuff up on his story originally, and I was like, shit, I gotta jump in on this. Like,
yeah,
this is an amazing opportunity for someone like me who's independent. Like, I don't have any label backing. Like, literally, if I want a beat, it's coming out of my part-time job's pay, or it's coming out of this or that. If I want a high-budget music video, I can't go to a label and be like, oh, this is what I want. Like, coming out of my pocket. So, like, yeah, I was like, this could be just a really, really good opportunity for someone like me. And if you're perhaps sort of not in the ring, then you sort of you just get left behind. So
exactly, and yeah, fast tracking kind of what I was leading to before. If you don't win on this one, we're still sort of once the dust settles on our song comp and the launch and things like that. If you guys would have seen and taken the time to read our white paper, which is essentially our detailed longer roadmap and our intentions of Hoodstarz and where it's heading, not only in the next 6 months but the next 5 to 10 years. But we're going to look after you guys and really nurture the space of putting you around the right people, overseen by us as well, to have that creative hand and bring it up to a certain level, still within range. Obviously we're always going to be transparent, but even being in this Hoodstarz community, they're the opportunities that we're going to be like, okay, he's a collector, he's a holder, he had an entrance song in here, what can we do, for showing, love goes a long way. And, that's what the community is about, is using your skills for other people in here, of like-minded people with the right intentions. And, so there's definitely going to be, things we're going to do on our end to look after all these other song entrants and other ones who don't take home the top 3 prizes, to make sure, we're still accelerating our careers, however fast it might be. One step in the right direction, one step moving forward is still progression. And, we want to continue to provide that motivation, assistance, and, to keep you guys doing, in the creative industry, creative arts. So, yeah.
Yeah, and like, even like coming in and listening to like the vast majority of the AMAs, like I've not been able to make every single one because of work or uni or whatever, but like, yeah, the ones I have popped into, like, that's definitely, you can definitely hear that coming from you. Like, you're definitely about this community and stuff, which I think is good. Like, it's definitely an untapped sort of market that no one's really sort of progressed kind of into, to sort of like nurture the Australian music scene, like through like the NFT space. So I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. Definitely exciting, and yeah, keen for the mint day tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's super exciting, and the like what I'm bringing, what I've brought, and we've sort of discussed as a team with these, with Max and Damien as well, and our newfound members as well, Reese and Brandon, our NFT experts and Discord managers and things, that we all sort of have like a passion for the scene, passion for the music. We all listen to it, we all support it. But I was already had like this mentality amongst like, my friends and colleagues and things, without it sort of being called a community. But it was kind of like always like my intention as a person to, provide anything that I can, helping people, excel in whatever they need to excel in. If I can help someone, cross the road faster, or, make a better movie, and make a better music video, and I've got the time, or, they need a song made and I know someone, I can give them a lift to the studio or something like that. Like, I'm always willing to help. And through the Hoodstarz sort of platform and community, that just allows me to amplify, what the potential and capabilities of, my networks and, these rapports that I've built over the last 6 years with actors, producers, managers, labels, other filmmakers, and myself. It really just creates a bigger hand to help more people, and hopefully attract more like-minded people like ourselves to continue growing the Hoodstarz army.
100%, yeah. That's what it's all about. Just everyone getting around everyone, and just supporting the scene, supporting the artists, producers, the videographers, like just everyone felt like I see a lot of people sort of talk about that, like in the Australian scene, like, and I sort of feel that as well. Like everyone kind of, I don't know, almost groups up in their own sort of groups, and they're willing to lift everyone up in their little pocket that they're sort of in. But then when it comes to like the rest of the scene, like I think like that's something that sort of the Australian scene as a whole kind of lacks. Like if everyone sort of started like shedding some light on like the up and comers and all that sort of stuff, like this is like a big thing. Like there's so many artists in Australia who have got like some crazy music that has like potential to break America, potential to break like on an international sort of scale, and because everyone's so kind of caught up in their own sort of little worlds, I think this is like, this community is definitely going to be a great sort of space where everyone's going to be able to sort of uplift everyone.
Yeah, we touched on it as well, like some of those similar traits that like Australians are really stubborn when it comes to support, like of like outside of their own initial networks of, oh, this is my producer, I really, I'll do anything for him, push his music, or like, the other guy who I share the studio with, whoever that may be. But like everyone else in the Australian scene, they're kind of like, they don't share the music, they don't show the mad love, unless it's, I don't know, unless you've actually had that, you're really close to them and you have that tight-knit circle. They don't support the Australian scene as a whole. And I think, and you're right, that's kind of what Australia is lacking. When like people here, we think there's not enough spotlight to go around. There can only be one Australian artist that, carry the spotlight. But really, there's enough, like look at America, look at the UK. They've got triple the amount of artists that are successful, making money, and have putting out big numbers and hits, and they still all support each other. They're still doing like, features, they're still sharing music, they're still pulling up to that, telling them, hey, use my producer or use this. It's like they all just help each other, and in the long run, there's enough room at the top for anyone who's doing that.
And even if it's not like a feature or something that these like big American artists are doing, like just because someone's not on someone's album that drops, like doesn't mean that they're not going to show any love. Like that's like something that I see a lot. Like say, I don't know, like Fivio Foreign, for example, like he dropped an album like earlier this year, like just because like I don't know, Skepta's not on his album or something like that, like he'll chuck something up on his story and be like, go peep this, or like 21 Savage will pop it up on his story and say like, oh, Fivio went crazy on this. Like I think if that was like sort of more prominent in the Australian scene, like I don't need a feature from someone, but like just like if someone wants to show just that extra little bit of love just outside of their circle, I think it will go a long way, and I think that'll like definitely help propel the scene a lot more.
Exactly, man. It's all those little 1%ers of like, kind of sharing your fan base and your network. They've already kind of come in one avenue. They go over there and, they're kind of sharing their eyes on that they're having for their songs. And they're not going to leave. They're not going to be like, oh, I can't be a fan of, Tebe and then not be a fan and Sax at the same time. It's like you're allowed to be fans of multiple artists, but the artists like forget that. They're like, these are my fans. You can't have them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, fans can wear multiple shirts. Fans can go to multiple shows. They can like like they're gonna pick their favorites anyway.
On their story,
yeah.
So I definitely like that's something that like even me like, because my sort of my network is pretty much just myself and my producer Ari, and that's like pretty much it. Because like down in Wollongong, Kiama, sort of where I live, like there's not a crazy sort of scene down here, and like I'm starting to tap in with a few people. Like there's a guy down in Wollongong, Angelo the Poet, who's like crazy, sort of like I don't know how to describe him. He's sort of more like old school, like kind of old school Kanye, Kid Cudi sort of style, like music. But me and him have got a song together that I think once that drops, like that'll be crazy. Like there's a few artists definitely out of Wollongong that are starting to sort of get a little bit of buzz around them. But even still, like everything's kind of going on in Sydney, or it's going on in Melbourne, or it's going on in Brizzy, and like I just think if those sort of big cities of artists are able to sort of expand and just like welcome everyone in, like then that's how like Australia's just gonna rise up. Like there's so much talent in this country that just doesn't get recognised because people aren't willing to shed any light on them. So
yeah, man, it's we got a long way to come. I feel like we're taking the right steps not only through this community, but I feel like there is a shift of energy of people just kind of realizing that if we change our mentality, like whatever we were doing in the past is not really working. You know, we've had one hit, one superstar come out of here, but being Leroy, but we've got a country full of other Leroys in their own right that are doing equally crazy stuff if it's nurtured and watered right. So we've got to switch that mentality and have that energy shift and really let the Australian scene prosper. And that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, and I've said it a bunch of times on here, but I think just being a part of this community that just seems to be like something more than just like an NFT or something more than just like a couple people in here that make music or make videos. Like once this really starts getting the ball rolling, I think this is going to be a big space for a lot of creators to come together.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like our rollout plan is going to continue on in after Mint. Like our Mint launch is tomorrow. We're still going to be continuing on with our AMAs every night. We've got another two guests planned for tomorrow. We've got another 2 great guests on Sunday. Again, another couple on Monday. And then we're going to be tapping into sort of the managerial role. And sort of label scouts things. They're going to be coming on and having a chat. We're going to be getting the insight into what they're listening to and what they're looking for in artists, and we kind of got that a little bit from Manny. Like, so he was kind of our first taste of what he looks for with the artist when he's scouting, and we're going to get that from another perspective of a player of the same level and caliber. And then again, so two guests each night. I'm excited to continue the rollout, and we're going to be able to continue to mint and collect our Hoodstarz and the NFTs. I've mentioned it before, and I'll probably touch on it once we kind of go into the team Hoodstarz AMA, where you guys can ask us further questions about the collection and the design and I don't know, anything on our roadmap where you can pull up and ask us. But these are a collector's item. That's why we have such a limited supply. That's why we've gone through such an effort to create our characters' uniqueness. We didn't leave it up to chance and computer randomness. It was all done by us and curated by our creativity. So once we all start seeing these things, we really feel like that's going to speak volumes and a great timestamp in Australian music history.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
now,
it's exciting. Like, I was just gonna say it's exciting, and like the art's sick. Like I think what you guys are doing with the golden wax and everything too. Like there's so many opportunities. Like even before the actual NFTs have even been released, that I think people are definitely going to need to get around, and it's exciting.
Yes, sir. Now I reckon we've got our anyone in here. We've got a couple of Afric, Blazy Knowledge. We've got Sax and JP. Let's just open that up to if you guys want to come on and ask any questions of Tebe. Before we switch it over to our AMA, and I guess as well before I do lose you, Tebe, like just start thinking of your questions. I'm going to fire off the first one for Tebe. It's going to be on Space Eyes. Just quickly give us a rundown of the creation, a quick version of what inspired this song, and what was the theme?
So yeah, I definitely think the theme and sort of what like kind of inspired this is sort of like past relationships that I've been in, and yeah, just kind of got in the studio with Riz that day and was sort of in my feels a little bit, and like we whipped this beat up, and then I was like, give me 20 minutes, I'll have everything written and we'll go from there. So yeah, it was like no real sort of exciting, crazy story. Like it all just kind of fell into place and happened. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite songs that I've made to date. And
no,
definitely
I
glad
like
that you guys have taken a liking to it. So
yeah, bro. It's it's a hit. We love it. It's big on our side, and I love it that it was just kind of organic. You didn't really go into it and with much of a plan. You sort of just had a couple of ideas floating around. 20 minutes. Let me write it down and stitch it together, and it's come out at the level it was. It's cool. I like it. All right, yeah. If there's anyone in there, want to ask Tebe a question, young and up and coming artist, if you want to check out his other video room service on YouTube, take it away, Afrik.
How's Tebe? So like I'm still getting familiar with your music and everything. So I'd love to get linked to your Instagram. But this is a question I like to ask a lot of people, a lot of artists. Is if you could play any show, what country would you say is your dream country to play a show?
I think like to definitely play Splendor in Australia would be like, I think it's like a lot of Australian artists like big dream. But Glastonbury, like I think I've been a massive fan of a lot of UK artists. Like the UK sort of scene was the first thing that really got me into rap and stuff. Like I was never really big on like Kanye or anything like that when I was sort of growing up. Like my first sort of real introduction to rap was like early days Stormzy, Skepta, Jamie, Giggs, like all those people. So I think being able to perform Glastonbury would be pretty sick too.
Yeah, that's fantastic, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great
Thanks
answer,
for the question, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, all good, bro. Nice love.
Epic, Tebe. I think if there's nothing any from these other guys, we got Saxon here or Brandon, Baller. You got anything you want to ask Tebe before we get another sneak peek of Snake Eyes? All right, let's go in. We'll just go straight into it then. I'm gonna share my screen.
I think Baller was asking something.
Oh shit!
I don't know if you can hear him.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. For some reason I can't hear you, Baller. But sorry. I'll let you guys talk.
Maybe it's because he has maybe it's because your video's on Baller or something. I know sometimes Discord like wigs out a little bit with videos sometimes, and then other people have their videos on can't hear you or whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of just like beach balling while he was on there. Let's see if he comes back. Here we go, Baller.
To transition full time. I don't know. I think like it's hard. I think when I can be in a studio like every single day and be making music and sort of especially like show to my dad like I've got this steady income coming in from music, like this is more than just a hobby now, like it's something that I could like begin to take seriously. Like I think that's when I'd be able to do it. So far I haven't really been able to find that yet, and like because I'm uni and I'm working, and then like Ari, who does a lot of the producing and stuff for me in the studios at his house, he's got uni and stuff too. So if our timetables don't really cross over, it's kind of the time's very limited to even get over to his place. So definitely I've got 6 weeks or something off coming up after this uni semester, so we'll probably go pretty hard with the music then. Hopefully get a few songs together where we can roll a lot out for the rest of the year. And yeah, I think just showing up to events and showing that I've got the drive and stuff, I think will hopefully catch on, and some people will notice soon. So in no rush, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Epic, bro. I'm just gonna change my screens over, so I'm just gonna jump out and I'll jump back in, and then we'll wrap it up by getting that teaser of your your song, bro. So hold up one moment for me.
No.
Strange.
Yeah, it was weird.
All right, I got you, and I can hear Baller again.
I can hear him fine.
It's so strange.
Yeah, he's called something tricky, I think.
Look out a bit, eh?
Yeah. It's. I think it's just a.
Cool.
Oh, I can see you now too. I got your video happening. Hectic. All right, bro. I'm gonna share the screen, and let's listen to Space Eyes. Here we go. Let me get that set. Sharing. Alright. We all in? Here we go. Space Eyes. Top 20 Hoodstarz artist. Katie, how you doing?
Yeah, what's going on, Katie?
I'm alright, yeah.
Just chilling over in Britain still.
You feeling better from the
Still got
COVID?
Yeah. Not as bad.
Not as bad.
Yeah.
What have you been, like, having teas and showers and staying warm and inside?
Yes, but no. Because I'm not allowed to go downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, are you in, like, a share house or, like, a family house or something?
Yeah, I've got 2 houses. One's my dad's, one's my mum's.
Oh, nice. Are you able to move in between, or is it just, you have to stay in the one spot?
I change.
Yeah.
But I mostly stay at my mum's.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know where the rest of them have gone.
That's so good. We still got Tebe in
I
here.
think John's sorting out the... Oh, they're listening to music. I'll notice.
My camera doesn't like me.
All right, guys. I'm gonna bring this over to the song. Let's listen to Snake Eyes.
I got a little glimpse.
It doesn't like me.
The hell?
Like, when
Did
I
they
do
not hear me?
this,
Why is that?
it's fine. When I do that, it hates me. I don't understand this camera.
In the shortlist, and we see what happens.
Yeah, bro. It's time will tell. Only good things to come, man. You've got your work. You got your work cut out for you. Hey, Katie, we might just grab you. Just jumping on mute so we can hear from Tebe while
sorry.
he goes. You're good. And yeah, bro. Yeah, honestly, yeah. The music and your work ethic speaks for yourself. So, man, time will tell for people who just keep at it. Consistency is the key, and you're doing it, bro. So, congrats and appreciate your support.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. Appreciate you guys for the support as well. So, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Legendary, bro. Cool. That was Tebe. We got his shortlisted song, Space Eyes. It is live on Spotify.
Prefer the visual side of things. Then they started doing photos, and TikTok realized, look, people love photos, but they love videos just as much, and not just videos, but short videos. Then TikTok took the scene, and I think the thing with NFTs and Discords is, yeah, you have those communities over on those platforms. With these Discords, when on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram can someone join the Hood Lounge or join a voice channel and watch us communicate like this on a personal level? And not only that, if they're allowed the ability to turn their mic on and talk to us as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that is really innovative about, you know, these communities, and is just the interactiveness and how direct you can get to someone. And that's, you know, some NFT projects, I've bought into it just knowing that a certain particular person is in that group, and I might have the chance to network with that person. So it's almost like a ticket into the group.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah.
that's one thing that I find really interesting about this whole space.
Yeah, definitely. It's like because you do have those you have like Instagram has definitely done that, and Facebook has provided that level of communication to be able to drop a DM, you'd be able to comment on that thing, but still it's sort of when a person is at a certain level of either, you know, fame, celebrity, or size, or anything like that, those comments get skimmed over it. Their DMs get skimmed and they get barred and blocked and all of this. So yeah,
Well,
you
it's not
can.
even reading
Yeah,
them.
yeah. It's always just kind of, you know, it's a hit and a miss. You know, there is still an opportunity, and if you keep at it, or you kind of get it in, and someone says, "Hey, listen to this guy's," or go and read that DM. But these Discords eliminate all the fuzz, and they're choosing to be in our chats. Like today, we had Mitchos and Nookie in here. They were having a yarn. They were having a chat. They were talking about their shows, and you could chime in and ask them anything, and going, "Hey, Nook. Well, where are you playing tonight? Yeah, are you having a beer before?" Or like, hey, can I get one of those shirts or something? Or like, you know, if you're gonna jump on his Instagram and DM him, he's gonna be like, you know, I'm speaking on, you know, just in story mode. He could answer it, but like, you know, there's more likely of him to be like, hey, who's this guy? Yeah, send it to his manager, or like, but in the Discord, he's intentionally coming in to have a conversation, to open himself up, to like, you know, this is kind of what the world's been missing. There's always been like this third person communication of, oh, great photo, or looks cool, like comments, but no instant reaction of like, of this, yeah, back and forth. And it's really cool to bring it back to that, because for years we've been texting, for years we've been commenting, for years we're seeing past videos, or like a story which happened, you know, 10 minutes ago, an hour ago, at the start of the day. Like, think back, I don't know, I'm a little older, but like, you know, it's like, when was the last time you guys spend on the phone talking to someone? Like, you know, like, you used to always just do that. You'd see your parents, you'd see yourself, like you call up on, and you spend hours chatting on the home phone. For the last 10 years, it's been text. That's been our number one main, you know, communication source, I feel like, for, you know, at least anyone from like 30 to 19 to 30. Unless you're having real life chatting, like at the pub, or, you know, at your place, or anything like that. So I feel like this, yeah, is that transition into, you know, we're also comfortable with technology now to speak into a screen and still be comfortable with it. We're not like going like, oh, hello screen, like, oh, look at, like, what's my framing? We don't care. We know you can understand us at a certain ability now, to a certain degree, that we're not kind of like, what's this thing? And all these other people, they're seeing into my house, and it's like, bro, that's kind of where we're going. It's like you invite people over anyway. Like, you know, back when the internet first started, they'd be like, don't talk to strangers on the internet. Don't get in cars with strangers. Cut to 2010, ordering a stranger on the internet, getting into an Uber with someone you've never met. Cool. Yeah. All right. Never saw that coming.
Completely flip the switch, eh?
Yeah.
And it happened quite quick too. Like, I'm only 21, but just in my period of lifetime, I feel like things have rapidly changed. So I could only imagine what it's going to be like in another 50 years.
Yeah, and we're seeing it right now. Like I said it the other day. Like, this is our gold mine to tap into, not only the NFT space, but like the transition from Web 2 to Web 3, the transition of integration of meta into the physical world, and how we integrate the two. I don't think we're going to fully live in the meta. I don't think we're going to fully live in the physical world. It's going to be a great combination of the two. Yeah, you can go fully immersed in it like a video game, live there, then come out, and you still are going to appreciate fresh air and exercise and healthy living and things. But the best sort of happy medium, I feel, is going to be a combination of the two, where you kind of get in all this information, and we're going to be just a more efficient thinkers. Like, look at how, like, people of like ourselves absorb information. We can have our laptop open, we'll have our phone here, we'll have our Netflix playing over there, and we might even have our iPad as a second screen, and we've got a YouTube video going here. We're watching, you know, keeping up to date on something on either Instagram, TikTok, or, you know, Reddit on our phone. Then we've got our favorite Netflix playing in the back, and I don't. And then what was it, the iPad might be, I don't know. You might be playing a game or something, or you got a YouTube open. You listen to your favorite music, and then you might be doing an AMA like this. We've got 5 different channels of info coming in, and we can handle it. You give that to someone of like the older generation, they're struggling. They don't know where to look. Their brains are boiling, going, I'm on my phone. I can't pay attention to the radio. Oh, what's going over here? It's like, now when we get more efficient at doing that by having Google Glasses, Google Contacts, or this whole integration of these things where it's not on a screen and our brains are not in there, it's out here. And when we're looking, like, we're just going to be so much more efficient thinkers and achievers, because I don't know, I don't even know how we're going to do it, but that's how I feel like we're going to adapt and be more intelligently efficient using our brain. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's only a matter of time, really. Like, they're already working on that kind of technology, and like you said, with the integration of Web3, I think it's quite possible in the next, 15, 20 years that those things are, our kids could be using them, you know.
Definitely.
Even like holograms and having meetings like that rather than on a screen. You have like a little Google hologram thing, and you click it, and all of a sudden the guy's in your room or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen these things where they've got these boxes. It's like a glass box, and it gets filled with a little bit of like light fog and light mist, and that is what it projects a full body perspective. So it's kind of like there's a box in the room, and and you can have a bunch of these boxes where people can join, and they're behind a glass thing, but the glass is so clean that it doesn't even feel like you're looking into a box.
Yeah.
Just looks like you're seeing a person. And I've sort of seen those things, and that's sort of that could be potentially like, taking away this screen and you're only seeing this much. It's like, you'll tap in and you'll kind of, you'll get a little bit more of the whole body and interaction.
Yeah, for sure. Alfred, did you have any questions, or Tebe, or Zach's only? Katie, Brandon?
Yeah, I had a question. Oh, no, you go ahead, Tebe.
Africa, you go first, bro. I've spent all the time
Thank you, bro.
before.
So Jane, like, what was your first initial experience that got you into directing videos? I don't know if you do video editing specifically. I'm probably pretty sure you do. But that, and then like, what was the first music video you shot?
Yeah, great question, man. My main sort of role is sort of directing and producing. I can do a little bit of editing, like I can edit, but I have I have an editor who works for JP. Pretty sure that's him, Jordan Paul. He's a gun. He's been with us from the start. 6 years we met at film school. He's a great editor across all genres. He's a director in his own right as well. Most filmmakers they wear multiple hats, but we've kind of just outside of everyone else in our team, we've worked together the longest and built a great rapport of me going out directing and producing, and Jordan stitching and storytelling the visuals together. I sort of can do it to an extent, but definitely not to Jordan's level and other efficient editors.
So you're a director, you're a master director.
Definitely. Like curating the talent in front of the camera. Set everything that comes to it on these medium budget films where you can't sort of have a million people to do all these little things. Like, I do set design, I do wardrobe, I do prop building, I do location scouting, scheduling. Kind of everything you see. Even in that latest Fady video drop, that was kind of my creative idea, pitched and put forward to these guys, and then I sort of go away and I build the set we had. We had the car pull up, pretty easy, some of them, but with the projector on the backdrop. But you saw like this cool like New York sort of brick wall vibe where we had the fire hydrant, we had this brick wall. Now that was actually kind of hard to build. I was at a prop store and I really didn't know how I was going to pull that off. But just by trial and error on the day, bringing in some plants into the foreground and getting the magazine stand and kind of just picking my brain and wandering through this prop store, like building this set from scratch. Like, initially I thought the brick wall and the projector was going to do it for me, and it didn't do it. It wasn't looking what I thought it was in my head on the screen. So I had to think on my feet and Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. I feel like my strong points are visual storytelling, kind of getting the most out of our actor, like emotionally with the range they need to do, for a performance, and making them look natural on camera, and the most
Yeah.
flattering they can. Light on their face, good posture, nothing messing up with their wardrobe. Like there's a lot of things that I sort of pay attention to as a as a director. Um,
That's fantastic.
But coming to the second part of your song as well, first videos, you can probably have a little hunt. My first three videos, they were all kind of in the same sort of period. There's one online called, I don't know the name of the song, but it's called by Brizzo, Brizzo. He was this cool cat from Tweed Heads, big stoner vibes. We kind of just did this really backyard stoner clip. Looks really good. It actually turned out really cool. We had some of the classic colored lights, and he was smoking and he was leaning and doing all this stuff. We had the dog come out, and I had some, just like the classic hip hop video. That was actually our first video, and he paid us like a couple $100 for that. It was like literally me and my buddy. We thought we were killing it, and and just to get paid to do a video. We were just so over the moon, because we were doing so many freebies as well, of just like, cafe videos or mechanic videos or like surf videos or videos of our friends at the gym, dancing videos, everything you do to shoot to get better. But that
Get
was,
experience, yeah.
yeah. The other two videos actually, Manny Boy. That was his artist name at the time, but it's just Manny now. You can go and check that out. That's that clip is one of my favorites. It's called Dancing. That's on YouTube. Dancing by Manny. Yeah, that was my second clip, and our introduction to like meeting all the Sydney guys as well. You can see them all in there too. Blessed is on the clip. Blessed is on the song. Sorry. You can see Manu in there. You can see B-Wise. You can see Ziggy. Who else is in there? Joy. Clapback. They're all in there. This is huge. It's huge because these are all from the studio, and we were kind of just like, again, classic hip hop things where we were like, we need a crowd, we need everybody in, come to the beach, let's get just a mob out scene, and they all pulled up, and it's so cool to like now, like I knew this is what it was going to be when we look back at this 10 years later of what the foundations those guys already had, and it's so sick that everyone actually came down and pulled up to the clip and created this memory for us. And then the other video that actually led to Manny's video, these sometimes I normally just pick one of these videos and say that's my first video, so you guys are getting the inside scoop, the long video. Normally, depending on who I'm with, I'll say Manny or I'll say IE, which is the third video of the first video. So IE, what's it called? Slow motions. The slow motion. So if you type in slow motion on YouTube, I.E. This is pretty much the video we shot. I met IE on the night of my birthday, actually. We were out having drinks, we're sneaking into a club. I was holding the door open, and he's like about to close it, and he's like, hey, hold the door. Held the door, he come in, and he's like, Mad, thanks for holding it open for me. Easy, bro. He's like, what are you guys doing? I was like, it's my birthday, bro, like, come have a shot with us. He's like, all right. I was like rolling with like 2 or 3 of my friends, and he's a cool looking cat. He was out here, just like lots of energy too, like buzzing, and we were just like, all right, went and had a shot at the bar. He's like, sick, let's say, and I was like, yeah, it's my birthday, bro. Let's come. You kicking it with us now, because he was only on his own too. And then, so we just got to chat. We got chatting. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen you on the Gold Coast before. Lived on the Gold Coast my whole life. It's a pretty small place. You know a lot of people. We see a lot of the same people. And so I said, yeah, what are you doing? What's your go? And he's like, man, I'm an artist. I'm a rapper from Sydney. I've been up here making music and writing songs for the last 3 months. And, why is that? And I'm like, bro, I'm a director. I've been like, I want to hear your music. Like, blah, this is sick. And he's like, man, I've been looking for a director and a film team to shoot and for the last 3 months. And he goes, you know what? I fly out tomorrow back to Sydney. I'm leaving tomorrow. And I go, and instead of being kind of like, oh man, like, oh, that sucks. Like, this is literally like 2 a.m. in the morning, and at the clubs, and I was like, instead of being like, oh, it sucks, man. Well, when are you back? I was like, well, what time do you fly out? And he's like, 4 o'clock. And I go, all right, well, let's shoot in the morning. What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing before it? He's like, I love this I love the drive. This is exactly what I needed to hear, for sure. Grabbed his number. We sort of carried on for another couple of hours. And then we went our separate ways. And the next day, wake up kind of like a little dusty in the morning, but I swing him a text. And he's like, yeah, bro, I'm actually staying at this big house, my friend's place in this nice spot on the Goldie. He's like, we could probably shoot here. I was like, hell yeah. Got the crew. We were there by 9:30, 10 o'clock. And we shot this music video. Literally meted him the night before. I'm taking him to the airport after the shoot. Like, just met this dude, and I'm like, we're gonna be able to shoot the most if I drive you to the airport. We'll get there, and so we went into the shoot and started filming. Crazy clip, really, really cool. All around this big...
I'm looking at it now, and it's really fantastic. Yeah, and this was in 2017, so 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Wow.
Thanks, man. And the funny thing is I ended up taking him to the airport, and he missed his flight anyway. So after
worth it.
After that, it was so funny. Do you know what happened?
This goes hard.
Yeah. I got into the airport pretty much on time, but he was still just kind of moving in his own time as well to go and check in and get in there. Like, we were obviously still super tired and dusty from the night before, and he missed his flight. He booked another flight the next day, same time. And you know what? We went back to the house and started looking at all the footage, started editing it right then and there, started having another drink, and going like just carrying on, being so gassed from the day of we shot this. We nearly edited the whole clip there, just from just buzzing. That's when we ended up going back and shooting the fire scene, since we were like, well, you've missed the flight, so now let's keep shooting. What else can we add to it? So we did a little edit. We went and got some food, and and then that's how we came out with this fire idea as well. And the funny thing is the same thing nearly happened the next day. We just carried on again after shooting, buzzing, and meeting each other for the first time too, and just having heaps of chat about. Nearly misses his flight the next day. I'm taking him to the airport, and he's just still slow getting his stuff together. It was like, bro, just stay another month. Just kick it back here. Let's just keep shooting. But yeah, that was the intro to IU, JD, and then literally a week later, he was like, man, I work out of this studio, being DB Studios at the time. There are 10, 15 more artists just like me who have been waiting for some filmmakers like you. When we started doing it, there wasn't everyone wasn't doing what we were doing. There was only really big companies who were out there doing videos that are just all out of reach, and you don't even know how to contact them, or wedding filmers, wedding people that just don't have an idea. They don't have the creative, even the passion to do a music video or to how we were doing it. And we flew to Sydney the next week. Not even the next week, within the next 4 days, to go and meet back up with JD and meet everyone at the studio. And as soon as we met Manny, he was like, I'm in. I see what you just did with IE. Let's shoot now. Let's shoot tomorrow. I'm booking you. Can we do it? And we go, yeah, that's what we're here to do. That's what we came to do. And then we literally spent the next 2 days shooting that dancing clip. We spent a couple of days in the studios just, meeting everybody and spending some time, and, getting to know the guys down there too. Just initially, and then that sort of just led the foundation to continue going back and forth from Sydney, filming with them all, and for Rose. And for Rose, a couple of clips. We're filming with Joy, filming with B-Wise, filming with Manu, doing lots of work. Ziggy was curating it all. We had DJ Classic in there too. We had Bless going on. We had Spacely popping in and out. There's a lot of other sort of people that are just, that was the building blocks of a lot of people's careers, and it was cool to play a hand in a little bit of their visuals at the start, and still to where they're continuing to grow now. They're forefront of the Cater radio station in Sydney, this full hip hop radio station, which is taken off. Um, yeah, man. So they've always, they had the vision even before I turned up. Like, they'd been doing it for 10 years before I got there, and I've been doing this for 6 years with them now. So it's like kind of just a testament to their artists. They'd put music out and got no views, or like, kind of just got underplayed under this. But you keep at it, you change your style, and they just continue to keep putting music out, and that's the key. It's just like, if you see it, go after it.
Yeah, 100%. No, that was awesome answers, man. Thank you so much.
No worries, man. I was carrying on a little bit towards the end, but I'm glad I got to the end of that answer.
No, it's good because it's a very descriptive and I'd say a full answer. It's no.
Perfect,
really awesome.
perfect. Yeah, that's what I kind of want to provide. So that's thank you, bro.
I know Teebs had a question.
Mm.
If you want to chuck on your mic, Teebs.
Yeah, I just asked, with the first initial 2,255 NFTs are dropping. Like, I haven't actually really had the time to properly read the roadmap sort of in full. So I was just wondering, is there plans for a second volume of NFTs to drop if this one does well, and what's sort of the plans for that sort of side of things?
I'll let you handle that one, John.
Yeah, thanks, Matt, Reese, and yeah, good question, T, for sure. Yeah, it's this is our collection one. It's 50 characters. We've kind of got another 50 ready to go, which is going to be part 2 of our collection one. With the same tier system, the same 45 characters. It'll have, our intentions are as well to continue on with our initial sort of song competitions, but amping up the prizes and amping up the winners, as well as we're leaving it open to what other connections we build through Hoodstarz. I've recently sort of been having some conversations and things today with the festival runners of a new R&B hip hop festival running around Australia called Juicy Fest. So that's kind of our big sort of little reveal of something is going to be running for our holders coming up over the next week, where we've got 2 VIP, backstage, 2-day, full day passes. You get in the bars, you get in the backstage, you're hanging, kicking at the artist sort of spots, and things like this. That a lot of my connections, not only through film but through working relationships as well. I filmed at Splendor and Falls, very very close with the curators of both of those, which is actually the same people, but across those festivals in Byron. I filmed there for 3 to 4 years doing all their content and things, and I'm sort of tapping back into those places as well for not only fans of music festivals and artists, but for our artists and things as well, to be hey, now we're this label, and who's going to be filling those 1 o'clock slots, who's going to be filling those things. And with our connections we've got with DB Music, who are also tied with Warner, and myself and JN, we've got the respect in this industry and scene to be able to push our Hoodstar artists forward. And I don't know, we're in conversations as well to continue, I don't know, integrating how Hoodstarz can align, again with some sort of meta festival and things as well that is going to coincide. The space is so open. So that's one thing, just with our characters. That's on in the next 6 months after putting out these first 3 video winners. Next, we're looking at probably September. We release our next lot of characters, all inspired by people in the scene. We're looking to have Hoodstarz events, but they're not going to be party events. I see a lot of NFTs call and claim, exclusive events. Come on through to these clubs and come, get on the piss and come speak to me. Bro, you don't really want to speak to me after 2 drinks. What are we going to talk about? Nothing really intelligent, or is it it's just you're not really going to gain anything from that. We're here to educate and uplift and progress. So what I'm going to be doing and curating through Hoodstarz is like, you know, curated live showcases, which is essentially going to be live art shows, where we're going to be working with, you know, producers, artists, singers, both across in the music scene, but also filming and editing and photographers, where we're seeing these things be created, where they're dressing nice and having these moments, where and we're seeing, we're seeing people, you know, create a beat and then put it on, and they're doing it in this sort of live environment where we get to experiences at Hoodstarz, and they're going to be all curated around our themes. It's going to be our, you know, our 80s nostalgic sort of things. We've kind of got intentions for, you know, some really cool, you know, arcade, you know, games and, you know, machines. We've got a rollout of merch coming as well. Yeah, so, you know, kind of initially this first year to sort of really build our to build our foundation before we start getting into those really big things at the end of the year of, you know, launching our like the centralized label will be launched by then, but hopefully running into getting our feature films off the ground and running into like those bigger projects where our community will see more of the benefits from through the DAO. And those passive revenue streams that we're looking to build for all of our holders. And as we progress forward, and our community builds and people are really, you know, once you see what we're doing at Hoodstarz and you read it, you know, that's where the respect is going to come from, and they're going to know exactly what we're going to do. In turn, you know, raising our floor price, raising our initial entry point on the next collection, through to hopefully, you know, people wanting to get involved.
Yeah, Matt, that was a good answer. Thank you.
No worries, bro. And that was only for the next, like, you know, 9 months. So I definitely like, without like kind of, you know, I don't want to say too much as well, because our main focus really is on this mint, and that's kind of why we give the whitelist to, you know, not distract. Like I've spent the last 9 months with the team working on that whitelist in our long-term plan. But so right now our headspace is really in this mint and in this initial community building phase. We're going to have all those goodies of the showcases in a different way, exclusive merch, not only from Hoodstarz but also exclusive merch that we'll continue to do with one-off pieces with our artists, depending on which Hoodstarz and stuff you pull, will dictate kind of, you know, where we get these other exclusive collaborations. But yeah, the next 5 to 10 years is definitely mapped out, with our community growth and passive revenue streams in mind.
And just to reiterate as well, like me, John, Brandon, Damien, we've had a lot of conversations just over the past few weeks, and we've definitely got a lot of things in the pipeline. But one thing we don't want to do is just overpromise and underdeliver. We want to do the opposite. We want to underpromise and overdeliver. Sorry, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, a lot of these projects, they have these amazing roadmaps and great teams, but a lot of the things that they're promising just aren't tangible.
Yeah.
And so for us, we want to make sure that what we can provide you is not only real, but we can do it as soon as possible. And that's one thing that we focus on. That's why, you know, we try and only give you a few months in advance what we're doing. But like John said, there's a 5-year, 10-year plan here. And getting involved now is like a golden ticket, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people will be, especially being the first collection, a lot of people will be seeking those out. And for myself personally, I know I'm going to be stacking up a few.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great answer there, Reese, for sure. We don't want to cloud you guys with so much information that you just like you don't even know where to start when someone asks you what's the buzz about Hoodstarz community collection. You know, you kind of got the right tools at hand right now, and you're going to see, you know, what we've spoke about and what you would continue on to share as our community members, and that's going to come, you know, you're going to see those come to fruition in the coming weeks. You know, you're not waiting months for these things. It's they're coming straight away, and you're seeing it develop and grow and happen. Great question.
Is there anything else you guys would like to know? Or questions about the mint or the project?
don't know if he's in like the chat, but there was a guy that put a question in at the general.
Oh yeah.
Right. How do I find out about booking you for a vid, or how can I find out about pricing? I believe that'd be directed at you, John, because he would not want a video from me.
Sick one. Yeah, man. I'll hit him back because I think he's bounced out of the chat. I didn't see that in there before. But yeah, if anyone listening here and someone asks you guys, how to get a video from JN, it does start with either preferred email, which is straight just from our Instagram. My email's on there, john@jncollective.com. It starts with just coming right through there saying, I'm this artist. Here's my song. Give me a little bit of info on your theme and what you kind of want to do. If you don't have anything, that's fine. You just say, I don't have an idea for this. And then the conversation and pitch grows from there. Budget is dictated by initially, by the work that obviously goes into it. So, how long's a piece of string? Well, it depends how much string you want. Do you want just a piece of string, or do you want to build a statue that's with string and it's like all the way, it's like 10 foot tall? That's a lot of bloody string. So, it depends on how big your creative idea is, and what it's going to take to achieve that. Time, effects, props, locations. Yeah, there's a lot of moving factors that come into a video. Sick one. We'll chat through that. I'm literally talking to you in third person as if you're going to go watch this YouTube video to get this answer. Sick one. He won the trophy too, so I can't wait for him to open this thing up and put it on his Insta and tag us. So that's in the mail right now. That's heading out to him.
I'm pretty sure I sent you the DM I got from him, but it was like a minute long audio message. He was going off, like he was keen. I'm gonna put it in my studio, and I'm like, yeah, you do that for me. That'd be awesome.
Man, I loved hearing it. He was cheer-hoo, and he was just like, yeah, like I could hear him fist pumping through the voice message, like, yes.
I felt the energy for the rest of the day, because he even messaged me like maybe 2 days later, and he's like, I'm still pumped about it. And I'm like, yeah, it would be. Wait till it comes, bro.
Yeah,
you wait till
Sax, you got a question for us, bro?
I don't have a question. Oh shit, my mic. Bro, I've just been fiddling.
Oh, bro.
That's funny.
Hey, that's appreciate everyone's time. If there are no further questions, we'll kind of wrap things up here. We're gonna be kind of getting up early tomorrow. Anyway, I'll be active in the Discord to solve any problems. Same with Reese and Brandon having any last minute trouble setting up your MetaMask or anything like that. Getting ETH onto your wallets, or even navigating through the website and the links. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to be in our official links. Straight on there. It'll take us to our website, and we'll have our wallet links and things on there. We've got tomorrow night. We've got another 2 guests coming on. Really exciting. And probably even before and after, if we've got more questions as the mint's going out, I'll stick around and just kind of have a chat with you guys to keep asking those questions and even talk things through with Sick One for videos and stuff like that. This time is really to try and get to know us as founders. I'm an open book, and I kind of want to share what's going on the JN side to bring you guys a part of it. It definitely does feel like a tight knit community that's slowly growing every day. So I'm excited for our official Mint Day launch tomorrow. And we're going to keep with this momentum moving forward, giving away prizes, giving away, our time and insight into these artists. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's good shit, boys. That's really good. Like, no one else is doing it. It's good to see. It's putting in that work.
Oh,
another human here. Yeah, thanks, Sax. Appreciate that, man. We got Damien here. He was just on another group meeting with an international artist that we got to keep really, really hush about. But man, we kind of just wrapping things up. We've had a really good chat.
Good chat.
Yeah. I was just mentioning them today, like going into tomorrow, we're kind of going to be open on the Discord. You know, we're going to be in there. You know, we kind of will open up our channels as well. If we've got a few people in there, we might just be playing some music and having one of these, our Hood Lounge open, where we'll just leave open. You know, if anyone's just chiming in or we'll have some music playing, you know, feel free to chat. We're feeling good. We'll have coffees in hand. So, you know, yeah, let's yeah, just enjoy that, and kind of just keeping ourselves open as well. As you know, the minting goes live, we can continue to, as questions arise, and you go do a little bit more of that homework on the websites, or you know, things that arise, you can ask them and we can shoot off some answers.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, hey Tebe as well. Go and watch the Founders AMA where we had a really good chat. Like last week. It's a long one, but it definitely doesn't feel. I feel like there's some great insight with you know Damien's background, my background, kind of how we met, and you'll get a lot of insight as well into the more in-depth 5 to 10 year plan of our roadmap that's on our white paper. Yeah, we have a good chat, and there's some great Easter eggs in there to, you know, pin your ears back and listen to. Pay attention to the right spots, and you'll really see, you know, what Hoodstarz is about and what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, I think that might have been one of the ones I missed. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go back on YouTube and.
It's a long one, but when we were in it, it felt like an hour, and it's actually 2 hours long.
Yeah,
but it's just packed with information. Yeah.
Was that the one that took you guys like all day to render?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could have meant 2 hours.
Two and a bit hours. We get an insight from Max. We get an insight from Damien. I carry on a little bit too about my stories, but then we start chatting about, you know, yeah, the great trajectory we're launching Hoodstarz into, and giving you guys insight into, yeah, more than just kind of one word sentences of our roadmap plan. We open up a little bit of our intentions and what we see for Hoodstarz. So definitely, but chip away at it. You know, if it pause where you're at, go and do your thing, and then come back and finish it off. But yeah, it's definitely worth the listen, to get the good insight into this project.
For sure.
So
I pretty much missed everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is. I was about to hit end call as you walked out the door.
Oh, sweet. All right. Well, sorry to hold you here even longer. I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think, as well, before we go, just I want to congratulate Afric as well on being the first level 20 Hoodstar in the Discord.
Way.
Let's go.
Afric, let's go. Let's go.
Seriously grinded. You know, I'd wake up and he'd still be chatting. I'd go to bed and he'd still be chatting.
Hey,
That's how I am, dude.
bro,
I do not sleep.
Hey man, that's how it is. We're all NFT degenerates. We live for this stuff. You know, this is our online community. This is what it's about. I love seeing that, and you know, I'm in here seeing that stuff as well. Open the Discord, having a skim, and that stuff motivates me as well. So glad to see it. Couldn't happen to a better person, Afric, and we'll all join you on level 20 in moments. Being probably the next 2 weeks. Because you killed that. You smashed that.
Let's go.
Yeah, I saw you chatting all night.
Yeah, no,
last
it was
night.
just nice having conversations with people. So yeah, it was a motivation to get to that level 20, but at the same time, it was just like, you know, I'm out here like, you know, just trying to communicate and you know, yeah.
I mean, man, that's perfect. And now, like, you know, you've kind of sharpened your tools as well on the project to really guide our newcomers. And I really feel after our the people we've got on over the weekend, and now when our mint goes live, it's really going to attract, you know, we're going to have an influx of new people coming, and we're going to be here as a community with Afric, you know, leading the way as well, like answering those questions and showing them, you know, what the Hoodstarz community is about. You know, that's what comes with the, you know, that level 20 role of, you know, kind of everything you've experienced and everyone else in here too. We share that with the newcomers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
that's
to
awesome.
stay away from.
Yeah.
Who not to
I don't
talk
think
to.
you've missed an AMA either, Afric. So you've been super active with us. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, bro.
That's all love, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, let's leave it there. We'll still kind of be we'll be in and around the general chat as well. So we're just gonna go. Hello.
Hey.
This is Nikki. Veronica, you would have seen her. She's in our team as well. She's our accountant, and she's keeping our back end of Hoodstarz, in shape. And really, this is a really key player into our future plans. Setting really good foundations of how where we expect Hoodstarz to go. So the level these two have done things at. Is second to none working with those big Hollywood players.
Nikki's working with who is it right now? Legendary, for Kong vs Godzilla
2.
2-8 Kong. I think they're going back to the beginning again.
Oh really? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Kong vs Godzilla -1.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, and this is like we're still recording for more people to come in when they do see it. Like this is what separates. When I say Hoodstarz built different, we really kind of are. Like these people. Other NFTs sort of flex. The wrong kind of things of where they've been or what they have to offer. But this is like at the highest level of filmmaking and storytelling with a really closed off business, which is movie making, and we've kind of got the in with two of our lead team team developers and founders. So this is why Hoodstarz is here to stay, and we're doing it different when we're building it from the ground up.
Have you ever seen an accountant on any other project?
No, I haven't.
It's not the first thing they bring up.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that we thought about. We're like, we need someone to document all this so we do it right,
And that's the community DAO, and that with what our intention with that, they're educated intentions that we're going to be putting our community onto of our investments as a whole, not only whether it's further crypto and stock investments or whatever we agree on, but also our film investments in purchasing scripts or even funneling more into our artists. For productions times or
what are you going to gain out of that? Do the research and
we could
throw it out.
So we're coming in it from all angles of education as well for our community.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah! All right, guys. Well, like I said, we're gonna be coming on with these guys answering further.